Welcome to Mondays at Microsoft, where we break down the next 2 weeks across the Microsoft world for you with a special focus on modern work, AI, and Power Platform. I don't know about you, but that music always just gets me happy. I'm happy to be with you. I'm Karuana Gatimu, Director of Customer Advocacy for AI and Collaboration, and I'm here with my good friend.
Hello and good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It's Heather Cook, Principal PM on the Customer Advocacy team. Hi, Karuana. Good morning.
Yay. Good morning. Good morning. We're starting off with a very eventful year. Frankly, it feels like whoosh, it's just going by light speed, and we promise to keep you up to date. Make sure you share our page, aka.ms Mondays at Microsoft, and download our show reminder for your calendar so you don't miss anything. And a huge thank you. We want to call out this milestone again. Our Microsoft community page on LinkedIn has finally broken 20,000 followers. It was actually really fast, so exciting for us. This is all organic growth from you sharing our message. So thank you so much. This year, we'll also be posting a recap blog for every show at our community news desk. This is gold for you because all of the links and the articles we discuss are in there. So if you log in and subscribe, you'll get a recap of this and all our community happenings. You can find that at the link below, Community News Desk, in the resources section. If you're watching on LinkedIn, you're going to get the links that we discuss as we go. And on YouTube, we put them in the segment description right after the show. But really the place you want is that blog. And on LinkedIn, you also get live closed captions. Coming up, we will be taking a look at how Microsoft is celebrating Women's History Month and why different perspectives in cybersecurity and AI matter more than ever. We want you to know about the next chapter of Skype with the recent announcement of its retirement in May. We're going to have details on new sales agents accessible in Microsoft 365 Copilot to help you close deals faster, and how a trusted space companion powered by Azure OpenAI service is helping to get this defend Earth from asteroids. Yes, this is a real thing. So stick around with us for the next 30 minutes. You will not want to miss all of the exciting news that we have to share. Oh, so many things happening. We get to report on the coolest things, Heather. I just
Yeah, it is. And there's always so many things going on. It's hard to pick sometimes for the script. So yeah, a lot going on this week and this month of March for us.
Absolutely. Well, it's one of my favorite months. I like this month.
Yeah, somebody might have been born this month.
So, it's true. Before we dive in, here is a quick reminder. Don't forget about the SharePoint event that we did. It's available on demand, and you want your communications to look beautiful, and you want them to be powerful and flexible. And you can up your SharePoint IQ by watching this event on demand, plus the demo bench videos and the learning path that we created to support it. Jeff Teeper, CJ Tan, Melissa Torres, all of your favorite folks from the SharePoint world are on this show, and they're going to tell you all about what SharePoint is today, right? So you want to take a look. Let's take a quick look at what you can expect from that event from our president of collaborative apps and platforms, Jeff Teeper.
Hey there, Jeff Teeper from Microsoft, and I want to invite you to one of the most important SharePoint moments in our history on January 29th. SharePoint has evolved to the most flexible content platform, which is more important than ever in the era of AI. And we have, over the last year, taken the user experience for SharePoint sites, documents, and more to the next level. So we're really excited to show you our latest work. All of it will be available as of the day of event for you to build your own sites and workflows and applications and agents and more. And so please join us on January 29th for this critical, exciting SharePoint event.
That was so fantastic. I love Jeff's energy for everything SharePoint and everything collaboration. He is fantastic. Let's turn now to some of those big rocks that we were talking about that are so kind of mind-blowing as we go through everything. The first is I just got back from London. Yes, I did. I was in London at our AI tour stop. It was really fantastic. I enjoy so much seeing so many people there learning and sharing. And I always learn a lot from presenting to a live audience. I was teaching about Copilot preparation essentials, how to get your technology ready. We also talked a lot about career development, but there was content for developers and for IT professionals and business folks, a really buzzing and fun layout there with everybody who was there. And it's just a great event. If you haven't had a chance to do one of these tour stops, there's still more coming. You should take a look at the website for all the ones that are coming next. But it also reminded me of some important things. When we're talking about technology and AI in particular, it's really important that all of us at Microsoft and all the professionals out there remember everybody's at a different point in their journey. You might just be starting preparation. Maybe your organization isn't even ready to think about AI yet. That's okay. It's still good for you to learn all about it from a career perspective. You want to be taking this moment to make sure that all of the technological advancements that are happening right now are going to benefit you in your career if you're in tech or tech adjacent, right? Everybody is a little bit in tech, I believe, because it's such a pervasive tool that can be used in every industry. So make sure that you're thinking about it, even if your organization isn't. And for all of the content, a good deal of the content that we do at the AI Tour Stops, you can find on the Copilot Hub. And another thing I want you all to remember is that all of the governance and preparation that we recommend for Microsoft 365 around identity and information architecture and labeling of your content, that's all good stuff to do, whether you're implementing Copilot or not. So make sure that you take a look at all of our preparedness documents in the Copilot Success Kit. They're super relevant to you. And follow information on leading in the era of AI, which you can also find out there. And my videos on Coffee in the Cloud about the 3 key steps you need to take to make sure that your career is getting a great benefit from this huge sea change we're all going through. So it was a wonderful event. And thank you to all the tireless organizers who were there, making it go so smoothly for us speakers. Now we're going to turn over to a partnership that is happening with DID. They are partnering with Microsoft to deliver AI-powered avatars. Now, maybe you're not an avatar person in Microsoft Teams. I'll tell you, neither was I at first, until I began to use them and understand how other people who may or may not be completely comfortable being on air, on screen all the time, maybe you're tired of being on screen all the time, or maybe they really help you communicate. DID is one of the leading platforms for the generation of AI-powered interactions and content creation. And they're so excited to be partnering with us to create these AI-powered virtual avatars that can see, hear, and interact with people in real time. That's correct, in real time. And so they're going to be providing enterprises and developers with tools to create agentic AI avatars for Microsoft Teams and other Microsoft experiences, while ensuring that every avatar meets the highest security standards. I mean, we have to always develop with those responsible AI principles in mind. So furthermore, DID is using its groundbreaking solutions for accessibility. Its AI avatars enable real-time translation into sign language. Think about that. Having an avatar translate into sign language while you're speaking, that offers an inclusive communication for deaf and hard of hearing users. So they're delivering these communication solutions for individuals with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, and other conditions that limit speech. So this isn't about just how we feel using or not using an avatar. There are broad-ranging implementations for avatars in our world. And so I'm excited to see the work that is happening between Microsoft and DID. Microsoft for Startup Founders Hub brings people, knowledge, and benefits together to help founders at every stage solve startup challenges. You can sign up in minutes and no funding is required. Go and check that out and check out this work that's being done by DID. It's so fantastic. Heather is going to give you some insights into why different perspectives are important in cybersecurity. But I wanted to take a moment to talk about International Women's Day 2025 and Women's History Month. I really wanted to say thank you to all the creators and women in tech that are out there, that I follow and that have inspired me. It is such an important moment for all of us right now. And you may not even know you've had an impact on me and other people, but that's what's so important about being visible and owning your voice. You never know who you're going to impact. I want to also say a special shout out to all the allies out there who have said our names when we weren't in the room. That is the best thing that you can do as an ally. Plus, help to combat some of the toxic behavior that we find in the workplace on occasion. So we see you and we appreciate you. I always honor my ancestors and all the women who came before me. They fought so that I could continue the fight for opportunities for everyone and to make a better future. So I'm going to take a moment out here and just say those few words on this wonderful month and in the wake of International Women's Day, which was this weekend. So
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for saying all of that. And yeah, a shout out back to you as a creator and someone in the world who does wonderful things and brings opportunity to people. And I couldn't agree more. This is, first of all, I know Karuana and I agree on this, that every day is Women's History Day. We both think that. But the thing is also, one of the things I did this weekend is I went on LinkedIn and I read a ton of stories. I read them and I hit repost. You probably on LinkedIn, you probably were like, Heather, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't care. Like, I was like, boop, and because I have a, decent amount of followers. I'm like, might as well lift and shift and, put it out there of like all these great stories that people were sharing. And I just felt like there was a huge push around that by allies celebrating women and other women people celebrating their ancestors, talking about their moms, talking about their history. It's the quote from Doctor Who, we're all just stories in the end, just make it a good one. Right. And that's it, and so if we stop sharing our stories, we stop understanding who we are and we lose our empathy. Empathy is strength. Anybody who says empathy is weakness, not my favorite. Strength. So yeah, absolutely, Karuana. And then we've had some great stories come out. Microsoft does a great job of sharing a lot of different stories as well, and there's lots of events that are going on internally. Definitely through you're part of the Women's E+D. You helped start that. You're on the board, so there's a lot of things going on externally and internally. So keep an eye out for them and maybe take a minute to read some of that stuff on LinkedIn. People are putting a lot of energy and heart into sharing those things. And sometimes when you share stories, it's scary for people to do that. Putting your vulnerability and your story out into the world isn't just like, woo, all the time. So,
No.
it takes a minute, to put that together. So yeah, so thank you for that. And thank you for sharing that, Karuana. And I'll talk about someone who's got a great story that came out as well for Women's History Month. And it's talking about why different perspectives in cybersecurity and AI matter more than ever. I love this blog written by Vasu Jakal, who is our corporate vice president in our security area. She was saying a lot about how it's crucial for us to lead and continue to pave the way for a more inclusive future. And according to the World Economic Forum, gender equality in entrepreneurship really drives economic growth and innovation. McKinsey & Company has also observed that closing the gender gap in employment and entrepreneurship increased global GDP by 20%. And that organizations with 30% or more women on executive teams are 27% more likely to achieve higher profitability. So those are great numbers for anybody to use when you're talking about why it's important for women to be in leadership positions and for us to have a diverse community inside of our businesses. You can also register for an upcoming panel. It's called Harnessing Diversity, Strengthening the Cybersecurity Workforce in the Age of AI. You can also visit our cybersecurity awareness page for resources and training provided by Microsoft security experts, enabling everyone in your organization to become a cyber defender. I'm also really excited that Vasu was going to be one of our keynote speakers at the Microsoft 365 Community Conference coming up May 6th through 8th in Las Vegas, along with product leads on her team to talk security at that event. So if you're wondering about what's going on at the event, many things, but there's definitely going to be a focus on security with her keynote and also with a bunch of sessions and roundtables and all that good stuff. So that's going to be very cool. So I sat and watched a couple of these interviews this weekend, celebrating women in gaming, pioneers and innovators. In celebration of that, there is a two-part exclusive interview with Roberta Williams. And if you don't know who Roberta Williams is, she is one of the most influential women in gaming. And they're going to have more excerpts of these interviews they did over the month. So Roberta co-founded Sierra Online, and she created the iconic King's Quest series, which was a groundbreaking achievement in storytelling and game design. And from her pioneering work of impacting other women like Kim Swift, who designed Portal, women have really been redefining the possibilities of gaming. And so these women and many others, Roberta and Kim, not only have they created beloved games themselves, but they have also paved the way for future generations of women to see themselves in the industry, whether it's a developer or a writer, designer, or producer. So in the South of Midnight, for example, we step into the shoes of Hazel, who is a strong, rough-edged protagonist navigating a world inspired by the American Deep South. She's tasked with fixing what's broken. Hazel must adapt to a hostile environment that's barely recognizable. So pretty cool, those storylines, that those are part of gaming now, So this month, Team Xbox, shout out to Team Xbox, continues the commitment to empowering women protagonists and celebrating women in the gaming industry. They're celebrating in the DACH region, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And as part of this, Xbox is partnering with the creator agency Instinct 3 on a campaign to support and elevate emerging women streamers for South of Midnight. So this initiative really offers smaller and up-and-coming streamers the chance to apply and receive access to codes for the games. So what's really focused on those who may not yet have the reach of some more established streamers. So the campaign is aiming to shine a spotlight on women creators by sponsoring their streams and giving them a platform to grow. Super cool. So in the spirit of empowering women, streamers will support each other through Twitch's raid mechanics, directing viewers to one stream to the next. So these streams and raids will kick off with South of Midnight early access on April 3rd, and details will be shared via Xbox Wire Doc, along with the opportunities to win Game Pass codes. So pretty cool. Campaign application had opened on International Women's Day on March 8th this weekend, and it runs through this month. So selected streamers will receive Game Passes, game codes, and will join the paid campaign for early access. Very cool stuff. And again, get back over there, and LinkedIn has been that great source for so many of these stories, so definitely check that out. So those are a couple from this weekend that are pretty cool. So
that is fantastic. I can always count on you, Heather, to keep me up to date on the coolness of things that are going on. Sometimes I'm not online on the weekend, and I actually didn't look at a lot of stuff this weekend. I was recovering from travel, but then I get to just listen to our show. I know what's happening, which is why we created this in the first place. So I'm really excited. And I used to consider myself a gamer. I have had zero time in the last decade, basically, to do any of that. I occasionally, play Forza or something on my Xbox because I love to drive a fast car. But, I don't get to do it as much as I can. But the creativity that is present in both the writing and the storylines, it is so much like film production. That's why you find so often that people who are writers in film and television also do writing in gaming. It's really gotten so deep. I tend to read the books from the games.
Right. Yeah.
I really enjoy that.
The acting behind it too is, these storylines, and it's an acting challenge to voice a game.
100% it is. Yeah, I love it. I've read every Halo book, so all the Halo verses and all that good stuff. Well, with so much being created, there are moments where we have to say goodbye to old friends. And that is something that Jeff Tieper announced, that we will be retiring Skype this May. In the beginning, Skype revolutionized communication, the ability to not have to worry about long distance charges, to use this newfangled thing called the internet to talk to your family on the other side of the world was a fantastic thing. And I worked on the Skype integration and Skype for Business before I worked on Microsoft Teams. Fantastic technology that became one of the founding elements of what Microsoft Teams is today. But we are retiring it. And you should know that while you cannot do this today, you will be able to log in as we take the next steps with Teams, will enable you to be able to log in with your Skype account into Teams. I saw somebody on the interwebs this weekend had tried that, or last night had tried that, and it didn't work. It doesn't work yet, but it's going to before the retirement date in May. So Microsoft Teams is free. You can use that Skype account. You can use the calling features that are there. And then there's so much more that you'll have at your fingertips if you're in Microsoft Teams. So we hope to keep those folks who are retiring from Skype and keep them in our world. And please know that every Microsoft employee who has to make a decision like this does so with empathy and with the understanding that it's going to make some folks upset. But it's important that we maintain the quality of all the products that we have. And there's so much changing right now. That's one of the things that we're doing. So, thank you to all those people who created Skype. Talk about folks who changed the world and disrupted stuff and made the pathway for so many things we have today. Another thing that you're going to want to know about, now this is cool. This thwarts many of the science fiction movies that I have seen in my life because Hera is using AI to share its mission to defend Earth from asteroids. That's correct. The Hera Space Companion is powered by Azure OpenAI service, and it's an interactive tool that makes it possible to converse with the space vehicle that's millions of miles from Earth, right? And you can check its progress. You can ask how it's doing out there, right? It provides updates on the European Space Agency's Hera project. That is part of a global effort to defend Earth against an asteroid strike. We wouldn't want that. You've all seen the movies. And of course, that could have catastrophic effects. The satellite was launched in October 2024 and is expected to reach a binary asteroid system soon. And it was created, it's the creation of Terra Mater Studios, which is a subsidiary of Red Bull, in collaboration with the European Space Agency and Impact AI. And we support it with our Azure Cloud services. But it's really important because, I was reading the article that supports this. It is there on the screen. And, this is the first time that scientists feel confident that we really have a plan about what to do if an asteroid was heading our way. And we have information, and now we have a way to communicate. It's so amazing. Go check that out. And make sure this is a great conversation to have with your kids about what science can do to protect people. Science is fantastic. And you can also note that Hera Space Companion is going to be able to share photos and provide live updates via its website at hera.space. Heather?
That's so cool. I know I'm so excited these in case you missed it moments. And just to give a shout out to our three baby bald eagles that I know everybody's been watching. Oh my goodness, right? Like, how cool is it? It's kind of with this Hera project about being able to see photos and maybe some live streams and pictures and that kind of stuff. It's such a great way to have a family moment, talk to your kids, talk to your people, like all of our friends. Everybody's watching these eagles right now, right?
That's right.
And so things like
I want to know the person who got that camera in the nest. That's the person that you see these amazing nature videos, like, okay, who put that camera up there? How did they do that? Was it a drone? Was it a person? I don't know, but I appreciate it because I love watching them nest.
It's probably some hero from our national parks.
Probably, because that's what national park heroes do.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So more things in case you missed it. Kate Benkin, who is our corporate vice president, she's our global head of Microsoft Philanthropies, wrote this great blog article about rural hospital programs. And ransomware attacks, as we know, are continuous and they're becoming more and more common, and healthcare organizations are a top target. Recent research found that 67% of surveyed organizations experienced attack last year, and $4.4 million was the average ransom payment. Unfortunately, rural hospitals, serve about 14% of the US population, they are especially at risk due to their often limited resources and sometimes outdated technology. So with this in mind, Microsoft launched Cybersecurity for Rural Hospital program last year. And since then, it's grown to include over 550 hospitals who are receiving cybersecurity assessments, training, and product discounts. And so there's a new white paper that's raising awareness, encouraging collaboration between technology companies, policymakers, and healthcare providers to enhance resilience and safety there. So by addressing this immediate, security risk and broader challenges needs, it's helping rural hospitals guard against cyber threats and continue to provide those essential services to millions of Americans, knowing that their sensitive personal data is secure. And that's super important for every American to know that their sensitive personal data is secure. So you can check out that blog from Kate below and read all about our rural hospital program. Another wonderful program that's really fueling a movement of computer science and AI education is code.org. And code.org was founded in 2013, and it's been intertwined with Microsoft ever since then. So the co-founder and CEO, Hadi Paratovi, who's a former Microsoft intern and then engineer, launched code.org so every child in the US could experience the same life-changing impacts that computer science had on his life. So an immigrant who loved programming, Partovi understood how, education in computer science really opens doors. So both he and Microsoft were concerned that many young people still didn't have access to that kind of an education in their schools. So with code.org and Microsoft's support, 92 million students worldwide have experienced the curiosity, excitement, and the fun of programming. A student echoed Partovi's story, saying, code.org single-handedly changed the trajectory of my life. So our partnership with code.org reflects its commitment to also the causes valued by many people in Washington state. The company has made the region a better place to live and work through donations, volunteerism, public engagement, and infrastructure investments from its early days. Microsoft, our role as a corporate citizen and in conjunction with 60,000 employees in the Puget Sound area, really prioritize the community's needs because Microsoft's home is in the Puget Sound. So investments in affordable housing, transportation, education, and the arts have really contributed to the local economy's growth into this global tech hub that it is. And it's created thousands of jobs and attracted a lot of talent. So by working with code.org, Microsoft, aims to equip the next generation, and especially those who may be furthest from opportunity with the skills to join the tech industry. So code.org also has a huge expansive approach to increasing education. They advocate for policy to get education for computer science into schools, and they train teachers. There's all kinds of great things going on. There's a program called Hour of Code that students can get into as well. So definitely check out code.org for your kids, understand what's going on there. It's a great program to look at for other cities to benefit from how they're doing things. Also, we called this out last week, but I want to call it out one more time because the deadline is coming up. Today's the 10th. The deadline is March 13th. There's a Women at Microsoft Scholarship calling women in tech, business, and STEM. The Women at Microsoft Scholarship is committed to empowering women to achieve their dreams, to thrive in STEM and business fields. So this year, 26 one-time scholarships of $5,000 each will be awarded to outstanding high school seniors. The deadline again is this week. Eligibility is graduating high school seniors who self-identify as women, non-binary, gender fluid, transgender women, and you can learn more and apply today. So great opportunity for high school seniors to get in the mix there with that program. And that leads us into what's going on in product. And of course, there's a lot going on in product too. So Karuana, I know you have a lot going on for us. I think Microsoft 365 Copilot, right? So yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in that space. You might say, I feel like it goes back to people are just getting used to and getting to their aha moment with Copilot and learning how to build it into their day. Now we keep talking about all the agents that can be built, both with our templates and Copilot Studio and with Azure OpenAI services and custom. I mean, I really think that people, have to think about their businesses a little bit differently with everything that's happening.
Yeah.
But What's fantastic now is that we have some new sales agents that are accessible. This is wonderful because when you're thinking about implementing AI, it's important for it to be either driving more productivity, of course, and efficiency, but contributing to your top line. That's the real power to help your organization grow faster and be a competitive differentiation. And today recently we announced 2 new agents that apply to this sales cycle, right? Driving revenue for every business. Sales agent turns contacts into qualified leads, and it lets your reps close on the biggest deals while the agent ensures that no lead is left behind, right? You want to make your salespeople as efficient as possible, and you want to help them keep your customers happy. So it can work autonomously around the clock to grow your pipeline. It can research leads, set up meetings, and reach out to customers. For low impact leads, it can even complete the sale, right? It draws on your CRM, company data like price sheets in the web, along with Microsoft 365 data like emails and meeting, right? And then you have sales chat. And that helps accelerate the sales cycle directly, from helping you get up to speed on new accounts to preparing for customer meetings. These tools put in the hands of your sales force make a material difference in the way that you're growing your business. And so we couldn't be more excited about releasing those, and you can find out all about them so you can think about how best to use them in your organization. Next, I want to give a huge shout out to the SharePoint Hackathon that has kicked off. Oh, this is so cool, right? Design, create, and share. You are invited to this hackathon. It's dedicated to crafting exceptional employee experiences using AI and the latest SharePoint features, all the features that are available today that you might not know about, but if you'd watched our event, you would have heard about. It is open from March 3rd to the 17th, and you can be a business user, a designer, an architect, or a developer. You don't just have to be, think of yourself as being ready to code. There's a place for you in this hackathon. And we have categories, and the 4 categories are usage scenarios for SharePoint agents, designs utilizing out-of-the-box features, Viva Connections dashboard experiences, and extensible experiences using SPFX. So go check this out. Everyone is super excited to see what you all create. You have no idea how much inspiration it brings us when we get to see that. So I hope you join the hackathon with some friends in your organization today. We have some very cool prizes too that we are going to be bringing people to the Microsoft 365 conference. And we're excited to see them there. You'll get your moment on stage with the SharePoint product group, and it is going to be a very fun event.
Yeah, and I think maybe some mentorship from yours truly.
Ooh, that's exciting.
And Beth as well.
Really? Okay, I need to get busy. I need your business.
I was like, I was like, yes, of course. Do you want that to be a prize? Sure, absolutely. In addition to other cool stuff, of course, too. But yeah, so there's a lot going on, and I know I'm going to get into business applications as well. But do join that hackathon. It's awesome. It's going to be super cool and super fun. So really excited for everybody to show what's going on and what you're going to hack. So in switching over to business applications, Dynamics 365 and Fabric, there's a What's New in Copilot Studio blog that Omar Aftab, who is the Vice President of Conversational AI, has put out. Omar's awesome, and this is a great blog post. They're excited. We're announcing that the ability to publish custom agents created in Copilot Studio directly to Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. So big, great article, public preview, unlocking tons of new capabilities. Customers can also access full security and governance features in the Microsoft Power Platform Admin Center, along with messages, quick replies, adaptive cards enabled for Copilot Chat. So if you're doing a new agent or publishing an existing one, you can benefit from additional channels and enable employees to really access those agents through Microsoft 365 Copilot. So super cool. You can check that out. The Microsoft Fabric Community Conference is coming up in Vegas here at the end of the month, March 31st to April 2nd. So if, data, analytics, AI, all of that, they have a customer code MCUS to save $150 off of that registration. It's going to be a great show there in Vegas with all the Fabric folks and lots of people from the product team and all of that, which leads me into all of our wonderful community events coming up. Tons of things happening, of course, as usual. We've got a bunch of past events that happened in Michigan, Germany, a couple in Virginia, Karuana and I were both in Phoenix. Knoxville just happened in Tennessee. Also, the Exchange Summit in Germany, CS Latam, Mexico City, that Brian Wolford on our team was at, and Experts Live Denmark. Lots of things that just happened, and then moving forward, there's just tons of events now through April coming up. Azure Connect, Dynamics User Group, just Boston, Nashville, Toronto, Philly, just so many great events coming up. These are the free ones in the different cities. And then we've got also paid events coming up as well. A ton coming up from February through May. Experts Live has another event coming up. Dynamics Con is a great event coming up in Chicago. Fabric, like we talked about, the Intra Team in Copenhagen. So just tons of stuff going on. Digital Workplace New Zealand, Debbie Ireland's event. Tons and tons and tons of events coming up, and more being added all the time. If where should I find this information? At communitydays.org, one-stop shop for all community events for Microsoft. And if you have an event and you haven't put it up yet, and you know when it is and you know what's happening, get it up there, because people make plans pretty far out for when they're going to different things. So definitely get that up. Share your call for speakers, your call for your sponsors, all that goodness can go up on communitydays.org. And yeah, I think that's getting us to the end of our segment for sure. Just so much going on and so much news. And always, disasterassistance.gov for those who have been impacted, not only by the Los Angeles wildfires, but anything that's going on in the world. It's a great site to bookmark for what's happening in the world, to figure out assistance for when disasters happen. And then, you were just at the London AI Tour. Tons of those cities still going on. And I know somebody in the chat, David, had asked about, where do I get the information on AI tours? The AI Tour website. And then also, I believe, Karuana, all of the sessions from AI Tour, they're up on GitHub, right?
They are, but they differ a little bit for everything. So the best thing to do is just go to aitour.microsoft.com. You can find the city near you and download the Copilot Success Kit, because that has most of the information. Like occasionally there is something different, but that's really the best way to do it, is to find it there.
Yeah, because a lot of the slideware that's been built is based on the Success Kit, right? So it's like you take that and you stick it into slides and you present it, so it's a great way to get into AMC, adoption.microsoft.com as well. You'll find the Success Kit, but then all kinds of other stuff too. So David, you can check that out there, and other folks who are looking for it for sure. So yeah.
Absolutely. That's absolutely. Well, thank you all for watching us on another Mondays at Microsoft. We're super excited to continue to educate you about all of the things that are happening and get to share our morning coffee with you every other Monday. Make sure to watch that SharePoint event, join the hackathon, come to a community event, get out there. Get out there and meet people and participate. This is your moment. Make sure everything is benefiting you and your career, and have some fun, because we get to have fun. That is what we get to do. So check out AK.MS Mondays at Microsoft. Our next show will be on March 24th at 8 a.m. Pacific. And I'll be coming to you live from Seattle on that show. And that will be very exciting.
So great. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. In case we do something sneaky, we might, but probably I'll come to you live.
Oh, that's awesome. Yay. Okay, cool. All right.
All right. Everybody, see you all later. Have a great day.
Thank you. Yay. Take care.